Sorry about that. My camera accidentally fell, so sorry about that. This is the Daily Joker 77, and I've got quite a video today because I just wrote it out. Thought long and hard on this one for part one because it's basically a thought experiment. I thought it'd be something really fun to do for the channel. Just like I said, just something to basically have as a thought experiment, and part two will be the conclusion of that thought experiment, and pretty much that's coming on, but I'm not going to spoil anything because that's going to be quite the oh man, it's going to be the biggest unboxing I've probably ever done because that's going to be an over $2,000 order. Woo. Got a lot of items coming in that part. Oh my god. So anyway, let's get into this. So this is the zombie apocalypse thought experiment, part one. Martial arts effectiveness and use against a zombie. We're going to start with number one, which is Taekwondo. It's long distance. Its kicks create range on their own and can aid when you use a rail technique, which I'll cover that. Another part of using weapons against a zombie, that'll be another part covered, but the rail technique is basically when you have a gun like this, it's kept just under your line of sight, and you're able to do your two-hand form and everything. You can also get back to this stationary also here. So rail system or rail technique is when you have your gun at the ready, and pretty much it's a tactical kind of maneuver. SWAT military use it. Something I just learned from watching a critique on John Wick. Never knew what that technique was called. Now I know. It's pretty effective. And also it's blunt force trauma to the head, which a lot of the kicks are aimed at the head in Taekwondo, just like any kind of martial art. So with the zombie, you're not just going to kick to the body, to stop it, you're going to kick directly to the head. So you're mainly focused on higher kicks, which is a long range. Trust me, there's a long range of head kicks in Taekwondo. Besides all that, it also has takedowns that are taught in instruction. And we're also going to cover why it's effective against survivors or looters. It's excellent self-defense against people, so basically you have more than just your kicks. You have your punches, you have your takedowns, you have your kickboxing techniques, which are used in Taekwondo exercises and workouts. So got more than just your kicks to use. Okay, number two is Krav Maga. Oh my god. I should have actually put that as number one because my lord, it is extremely effective. So for one, its self-defense is aimed at destroying the opponent. Basically, what I mean is that it's brutal and extremely violent, even more violent than Muay Thai, because you're so focused on staying in motion. You're going against the weak points on the body. You're going against weapons. So it's a very combat, real world scenario kind of focused self-defense system or martial art, whichever way you want to call it. It's both. And it has this offensive, besides defense, kind of strikes, which are very overlooked. So what I mean by this offensive strikes is you have your boxing punches or your Muay Thai punches, you have your elbows, you have your knees, and your kicks. And it also has its joint locks, its joint manipulations, its throws, its takedowns. Bunch of shit. It's a well-rounded combo of many martial arts, just like I discussed. It incorporates Muay Thai, boxing, kickboxing. I think it would incorporate Taekwondo because you do get taught the roundhouse kicks, so that can come from any martial art, but it's obviously known from Taekwondo, and also includes judo techniques and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. A lot of that going into, like I said, joint manipulation, joint throws, your takedowns, your throws in general, and your weapon disarms. That we'll cover in a second. Keeps you in motion with each strike. So let's say, for example, I'm throwing a punch. I'm in motion. I'm throwing an elbow. I'm in motion. I'm throwing an uppercut elbow. I'm still moving forward. It's constantly moving in motion. You're constantly in motion. So if you need to get out of horde, you can create your distance with the kicks. You can just go in nice and close and personal with your knives and fuck your body is enough of a weapon, as long as you have pads on so they can't. So cuts can't be infected with their infected blood or their bones, which observe the zombie before you attack it, let's put it that way. Observe, so if there's broken bones and you're striking at a face, be careful. Let's put it that way. It can disarm any attacker in seconds, and I've seen this as proof. I've watched videos on demonstrations just like that. They've already taken a gun out of someone's hand or a knife out of someone's hand, whatever the weapon, disarmed, doesn't matter. Excellent unarmed and armed training. It's insane. They do teach you weapon handling, because once you disarm a gun from somebody, you've got to use that shit if you have to. So basically knowing how to use a gun or knife or any other kind of blunt force weapon, get to know them. A bat, let's see, a pipe, crowbar, anything that can create blunt force trauma to a zombie, know that weapon, know that system. Alright, let's go with number 3, which is judo. The most efficient style to throw and take down zombies, obviously, and survivors. It's pure self-defense and has offensive strikes, which I'm going to learn once I start training the style when I get the chance. But I'm going to start in Taekwondo because that's one more getting into the getting my muscle memory into right now. I'm trying to train mostly in Taekwondo. So judo, I can't wait to start it. It's going to be fun. Sorry. Excellent for disarms and empty-handed defense. So basically, besides its offensive strikes, you have your disarm techniques and you have your empty-handed defense, which, oh, trust me, it's quite the brutal martial art to use against the survivor if you have to, and it's well-timed, well-aimed strikes and takedowns and throws. Oh my god. Because, I mean, the hip throw alone, you can take down a zombie in seconds, just launch him onto the ground. It's insane. Alright, number 4, this is why I put Muay Thai in number 4, because you'll see my reason why. So besides its brutal and violent strikes, which are the elbows, the punches, the knees, and the shin kicks, basically, you've got your clinch. I'm going to cover this now. The clinch is at your own risk against a zombie, because it will violently swing at you, it'll claw at you, so if you have to use the clinch, keep in control of that zombie's head, and I would advise before then, break the wrists and dislocate the arms. It'll have no way to use its fingers on you. It'll have no way to scratch you or grab at you. So the clinch is at your own risk. So the shin kicks or the feet, the way the feet are used in kicks, those can create a lot of distance, just like Taekwondo. It can create distance, but the shins are the surface that hits that strikes the kicks mostly. That's what primarily strikes it, I should say. The feet are rarely used. Rarely. I mean, we have our range of kicks, but our shin kicks are devastating and very damaging. Let's see here. Against survivors, it's self-defense and violent offense, and it's unpredictable, uses the whole body as a defense, so very efficient. Extremely efficient against the survivor. Trust me, yeah, against a survivor, yeah, you're going to use the clinch because you can keep control in neck wrestling. The opponent, a live opponent, obviously will not be able to predict the clinch because it's so quick, it's so strong when you have that tight lock on their neck. Basically, it's around the base of the neck, keeping the head down into the strikes. It's very, very hard to get out of. It's, like I said, the style is unpredictable. Very efficient. Okay, so now we're going to cover the weapons loadout, and I'm going to make a note. Weapons and improvised weapons against the zombies are your own choice. It's what you're comfortable with. It's what you are most knowledgeable about. Like, for my loadout, for example. Let me drink some more coffee. I gotta switch hands with my mic. Okay. I'll place it on here. That's closer. Okay, cool. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so for my loadout, and I got 2 pages of this because I'm going to cover the guns I would use, and I'm going to cover the knives I would use. and a machete that I chose from my favorite knife and sword company. Just absolutely love this company. So my loadout starts with the pistol. The most, um, the most important is what I was trying to say. The most important part of your loadout is your sidearm. It's going to be the close range or sometimes the medium range weapon that you're going to use against a zombie or against survivors. And this is why I chose this one. The Beretta M9A3. This is a military style, very thin, kind of gripped, full frame pistol. Here's its parts that of why I chose it. It's actually a good list. It has a 17 round magazine, 3 included total, when you buy it, and it can attach to round extension on the magazines. So compared to the 92FS, which I would choose, obviously, if I had the chance, I would use the 92FS. It's just the same thing, just a different grip, kind of feel to it, and different kind of grip size. Same exact pistol, just minor differences. It's also compatible with 20 to 30 round 92FS magazines. So you can literally use this thing with any 92FS mag. If you have a 15 round, use it. It's 9mm ammo. And another thing I was just about to cover, it's 9mm. It's the most common, easiest round that will be found the most, because people are going to go for all the 357 Magnum. So we're going to use our big ass revolvers. We're going to use our 45 Colt ammo, 45 ACP. We're going to go with our Winchester Magnum. Winchester, or we're going to go with the 300 Magnum. So the 9mm is going to be overlooked. So 9mm is going to be found the most and easiest to find. The pistol also has a threaded barrel. It's suppressor ready. You can also adjust its sights, so you can switch them out for raised sights if you want to. The tritium night sights, which means that it has dotted sights, so on the rear notches. It has the white dots on there, plus on the front fixed blade. It also has a white dot on the back of it, so at night you can see clearly your sights. In the dark, you can see them. I'm going to look into if they have glow-in-the-dark dotted sights, because that would be very useful. It's a how do I say this? External hammer, double and single action semi-automatic pistol. So when you go to single action, if you haven't manually cocked the hammer, means that you're going to single action, you're just pulling one pull of the trigger. Going double action, hammer engages, strikes the primer. Firing pin strikes the primer and the shell, and there you go. It's an open breech, which means that the chamber and the slide are separate. So the shell only has one way to go, out of the way of the next one, loading into the chamber as a fresh round. It does not jam unless it's not cleaned. Oh my god, if you do not clean this pistol, just like the 92FS, this thing will jam on you and you're fucked after that. It's very steady shooting, it's reliable, accurate, extremely accurate. My god, the minimal recoil is what I love about this and the next gun I'll cover. The minimal recoil is just amazing because it's very steady. It's just like, you can shoot this all day at target practice. You can just clink those targets. It's crazy. Its Picatinny rail can also be accessible for weapon light or laser sight. So you have your advantages with this kind of pistol. I mean, like I said, you have your Picatinny rail, you have your threaded barrel, so you can put a suppressor on there. You can even attach a compensator if you want to make it even steadier and less recoil on there, because the weight is now in the front, so you have more reliable accuracy on your shooting. It's more smooth. And I think, what is it, like 4 to 5 pounds of a trigger pull? Not bad. So the rifle I'd choose, this is a pistol carbine. It's still a rifle, actually, because the way it's classified, I don't know why it's classified as a rifle. I'm going to look more into this. The Beretta CX4 Storm. Absolutely love this. I would attach an ACOG scope, let's see, a grip, and a weapon light. So I put the weapon light on the right side rail, which you can also get. You can attach that to the gun because it has the holes to drill in the Picatinny rails, and it has the top rail in between the front and the rear sights, which is really cool. So, like I said, I would put the ACOG sight or ACOG scope or an EOTech. Either way, use it. And it's compatible with 92FS and M93A magazine, A3 magazines. Tongue twisting here. So, oh yeah, that's right. If you're not using it for 9mm, you can use it for other calibers, which it's compatible with the 8000 series magazines, which I just read up on, which is really cool. So yeah, like I said, it has multiple rails and extendable rail under the. It's near the. What is it? Oh yeah, that's right. It's under the barrel that obviously extends out of the body of the rifle. So it has an extendable bottom rail. You can put a grip on there or a weapon light, whichever way you want to do it. The barrel can also be customized for threading, which can be made suppressor ready. So there you go. It's very, very low recoil and extremely reliable and accurate. Just like the Beretta pistol that I named, both of them are easy to take apart. Minutes, you can reassemble it. Either of them. And something else I didn't note about the CX4 Storm is that its bolt, the way the charging handle is loaded, the bolt basically is interchangeable. Magazine release, reversible. So you can put the charging handle and bolt to the right side or the left. The magazine release can be left or right. Either way you want to do it. And here we go. My choice for the bolt action rifle I would use would definitely be the Remington 700 Magpul. So that's the enhanced 700 chambered in .308 Winchester, my personal favorite for a sniper rifle round. So the power of the .308 Winchester, extremely powerful round, and its range, I have to research into its max effective range because I didn't even get a straight answer. I googled this shit when I was writing shit down. I didn't even find a straight answer. But like 120, 100 yards, you can still hit a target pretty easily. Very reliable range. It also has a threaded muzzle, suppressor ready. Like I said, it's bolt action, so very reliable. It has a 10 round magazine, so 10 plus 1 rounds. And it's pretty much all I could say for that one. It's a very reliable sniper rifle. Extremely reliable. Let's see here. Okay. I'm going to get another drink of coffee so I can keep talking smooth. Okay, for the knives and machete. So, it's not going to sound redundant when I say that I have 2 of these. One of them is machete, one of them is a knife. So the first one, I actually own this model. The model before they put in the new model onto Amazon. I got the old one just before it was discontinued. The United Cutlery U.S. Marine Corps Kukri knife. It's the 3CR13 stainless steel 11.5 inch blade. It's a textured non-slip grip, so it has the way the grip is. It has one part here and one part here that reduces non-slip, so your hand does not slip out of the grip. I mean, I could literally slide my hand up and down the damn thing, it won't slip out of it. It feels very, very reliable in your hand. It's 1 pound in weight. It's extremely light. And the reason I love Kukris, their edge is so easy to sharpen, so easy to retain, and the way the kinetic energy is charged into the belly of the blade, because it has a curved belly. So what I mean by that is that it has basically this kind of bend to its spine, and it has a curve to the blade, and then it goes into the belly. So it's like this. So it's almost like a moon, almost a crescent shape. So what I mean by kinetic energy charged is because anytime you're moving into a swing, the kinetic energy is built into the slice you're aiming. So it'll cleanly slice through anything you aim it at. If you miss it, it's going to damage whatever it swings at. Against a zombie, 2 to 3 hits, that head is decapitated easily. That zombie's done. Okay, this one is another one to explain. Oh yeah, want to make a note about this one. The 3CR13 stainless steel is corrosive and rust resistant. So this thing will never rust. I've had it for over a year. It's never rusted. and I kept it in the sheath. You know, I think I've wiped it down with water. Didn't rust afterwards, so it's pretty reliable. It's very, very full tang, even though the blade is screwed into the grip. It's still full tang, so it's a very, very effective blade. I do own it. I just misplaced it right now, so I gotta find it. Okay. My machete that I chose is a United Cutlery U.S. Marine Corps Kukri machete. It's a 440 stainless steel 11.5-inch blade. It's serrated on the, it's serrated towards the front, it's a sawback towards the back, and partially serrated towards the grip, near the guard. So it has a rubber grip, it has a stainless steel guard, and it's 1 pound in weight. Literally, each of my blades are going to be around 2 pounds, so not that much weight on my belt, or on my back, or in my pack. Let's see, what else? I do believe... Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. The machete is coated, so it's not going to rust or corrode. I'll look into that further to double check that. Now, I know about this one, the kind of grade of stainless steel, this one will never rust or corrode either. The United Cutlery Marine Force Recon Sawback Bowie Knife. It is a true Bowie knife. It just has sawback and serrations to it. So let's see here. It's made of AUS 6 AUS stainless steel, 11.5-inch blade. It will never rust or corrode. It's a rubber handle and 1.4 pounds in weight. And it also has a guard traditional to the Bowie knife. And let's see. It's weird. I never knew they were around the same length of blades. So each of my blades would be the same length. Just different ways to handle them. So with the kukri, you can go reverse hand, you can go forward, any way you want to do it. And the kukri as a survival knife or machete, perfect, because you have, tongue twisting, you have immensely powerful chopping power with that kukri, and it's going to slice through wood. Any kind of wood you put it into, it's going to slice into it, and it's going to hack away into it. So very efficient for making quick firewood. You can use it for hunting, you can use it for self-defense. It can hack off limbs if I wanted to in self-defense. If I had to, I could hack off a zombie limb, I could hack off a survivor limb, whatever I want to do with it. But anyway, so that's my thought experiment for the Zombie Apocalypse Part 1. This has been the Daily Joker 77. I shall see you guys later.